checking out the Nasdaq futures on the weekly first. Let me show you some things already drawn. We have a retracement from the highs here in October 2018 to the lows in December 18, projecting the 161.8 up here at 89.08. Price got to within 3 ticks of that in the overnight session last week. So we'll be watching that as a resistance point here. With such a steep incline there on the weekly. We also have a retracement drawn in blue from the lows in December 2018 to the current highs. The 23.6 of that is here at 81.76.75. And finally we have another uptrend drawn from the lows here in June of 2019. So we can first put a shorter term retracement on this move. And let's zoom in a little bit. So we can kind of see what we're faced with here on the daily. I just kind of wanted to show these nodes of volume and the pits of nulls. Very terrible structure, honestly, all the way up from about 83.40 up into the highs right now. We have areas of volume that will support price, and then there are areas where there is almost no price here, these nulls. So if price does start to reverse off of this 89.08 area, which we'll talk about in a second, would be watching for these pockets of volume to support. And if we start to lose these pockets of volume, like 8700 up here into 8732, really quick move, we can lose about 100 points into 8625. If we lose, 8600, pretty quick drop all the way down into 8450 really. So not great structure, and we can lose quite a bit really quickly. So something just to be defensive about, but not yet have to prepare for until we really lose that first node here around 8700. If we want to go in a little closer and think in a little bit more of a shorter term time frame, we can go ahead and put a final retracement here on, and I'll just put on the 61.8, and this is going to be another form of acting resistance on the shorter term at 88.41. Actually, I have one more line I want to put on, so I'll just put this in green. So there you have that, and then finally your shortest term 61.8 that should be acting as support if it gets tested. So from this vantage point, you kind of get an idea of how to think about the market within price. While price is between the 61.8 on the shorter term at 87.83 and the one at 88.41, we would expect consolidation in here around the point of control to build out this area of volume. If price breaks above 88.41, then we would look for a retest up here into that high at 88.61.75. And if 88.41 holds, then we see a move higher into 89.09, and then 90.12.25 is the short-term 161.8. If we see a break below 87.83.5, we get a little bit more defensive. Right now it's more of a neutral to defensive posture. If we break down below 87.83.5, and we test down here into a 87.32 area, or 87.35, this bottom here, as well as this uptrend. This is going to be support for now on, let's just switch to like a 4-hour. So on a 4-hour, you're looking at support on the Nasdaq, basically to hold like 87.08 into 87.35, where this volume node is. This is going to be our major support area. Right in here. So we'll want to see this hold. If this doesn't hold and this fails, then like I said before, we can see price move pretty quickly through these areas of lack of volume from 87.08 down here into around 86.09 really is the next structure all the way down here. So certainly some big moves lower. Like I said, below 87.08, we can really start to see those things take place. Above is just kind of defensive to neutral, and just kind of managing positions individually. If we do just see price build out sideways and move higher, then we just move back into the status quo with targets of 90.1225 and 91.83.5.